Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 26th and final episode of Persona 5 The Animation. Now, last episode, what happened? Well, we kind of finished off the casino stuff, with Sai, and a really heartfelt moment between our two sisters there. And they pretty much figured out that something's up, there's bad guys in here, and we gotta escape. Joker's gonna kind of be bait, he kind of ran into Akechi near the end there, I think. So it's pretty bad. Now, this is the last episode, so I figure one or two things are gonna happen. Either they're gonna cram a lot of stuff into this final episode, and it will feel extremely rushed, or they'll only do some stuff in this episode, end off on a cliffhanger, and hopefully finish off the rest of the game events and like OVH or something, similar to what Angels of Death did, where that anime it did not really end on the final episode, and they had like 4 ONAs or whatever later on to finish off the story. It's one of those two things, really. So hopefully they don't just did not finish the story. That'd be kind of ridiculous for something that's as popular as Persona 4. Well, the game is popular, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let's get into it and see how they do things. 3, 2, 1, play. Velvet Room. You're as nice as always. Uh, Justine. Which one was Justine? Yeah, I think Justine was a nice one. Yeah, Caroline was the mean one. Feels like it's been a while since I've seen them. There probably is. But yeah, we're definitely getting close to the Ren capture. Oh, there's a familiar face. This is an unfamiliar opening, but I'll take it. It's just the Ren, the opening. Is that all it's gonna be? Oh no, there's all the other guys. Yuji. Dark Sun. And Makoto, let us in. Let us in. Oh, of course, Yusuke has no problem getting in. Oh, Haru! And a couple of our social links back there. Oh, Sojiro. Where are we going, Sojiro? Oh. Why would they change the opening for the final episode? I mean, it's the same song, the different visuals. And they're going by too quickly. I mean, it's pretty cool, but... Oh, okay. Uh, oh, that was a nice shot there. Makoto and Anne. Okay, I have to go back to that later. Yes, long time no see. A far cooler one. Yeah, Kamoshida's palace. Well, hopefully we continue past this point. We don't get a bad end. I know Persona games have those. Smash. Here we go. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this. I mean, we didn't get to see them last time, but yeah, they somehow got into the metaverse. Just don't pretend you're surprised, Akechi. You can tell you're a liar because your giant nose, Pinocchio. Oh, that sounded painful. Or at the very least unpleasant. Ugh. Yeah, who could have seen this coming? You shut up, Akechi. Stabbing the moon with your nose. You're a bold-faced liar. I still don't really know what you want, honestly. I've always been a little bit confused about your motivations. How much of what you say you actually believe. I could just watch Makoto walk away for hours. Assuming the camera's in the right spot. And yeah, back to the abuse. Yeah, I just punch them until I do what I want. I don't need my vaccinations. You sound a lot more shocked than I am. Nice car, though. Uh, but will she? Sai's ever been good at listening. Don't break that phone. But we know she's gonna, go question him and eventually probably help him out, help him escape. Yeah, the weather report, that's what's important here. Yeah, it's a bit more important news. Yeah, Shido. I can respect that. Not a very flattering nickname, to be honest. You're too old to be a children. Yeah, it happens sometimes. I assume I'm referring to Ren there, yeah. Yeah, look at Shido. Yeah, but I mean... Have we even seen this guy before? I mean, not him, the other one. I know he's a social link, but... Yeah, everyone, all the social links are noticing. My maid will save me. Uh, or my shogi's teacher. Or that random kid that I play games with, gun games with. I mean, Mishima not gonna do anything. It's a good question. Probably death penalty. Everyone saw the news, everyone that matters. Yeah. Oh, there's... Like, where are the guys? They're over there, and so is Akechi's here. Serious crimes. What exactly did he do wrong? There's no crime against running around the metaverse. I'm pretty sure Japanese have no jurisdiction in the metaverse. That's a very good question. Of course, you already know the answer to that. Well, obviously. And so is Shido, but that's slightly less obvious. I assume we're referring to Shido there. Yes, we're just kids after all. Although we do have a cat, that counts for a lot. Somehow I doubt that. You can do a lot of things, but will you? No. What is the justice you believe in? Because I never really fully understood that. I feel like you probably have your own palace, is what I'm saying. It would be nice to go into his palace. Probably gotta phrase that better. But yeah, surely they don't believe Akechi. I'm still hoping they're already onto him. There's no talking to Sai when she's like this. Special Investigation Unit Director. I've clearly died and gone to heaven. A fragment of the truth. I assume they're referring to Akechi because he did say he was gonna come. Yeah, it's been a rough day for him. A very long day. Is he still going on TV? Uh, yeah, that's my complete story. But yeah, basically we've caught up to current day now, I think. A deal. She's not gonna want me to rat on my friends, is she? Because I don't think he'll do that. How about I don't do that? Never heard of him. Never heard of her either. Who? No clue. I've never heard of any of these people. No, just people I've spoken to once or twice, just acquaintances really at best. Like they're around, I guess. Well, little do you know, this is an anime where anything can happen. Yeah, we have Akechi to thank for that one. You don't say. Well, it's clearly Yusuke. I mean, Ren already knows Akechi is, Yeah, look at those eyes. You can see his mask coming off. Well, sort of. He pretended to be to screw us over, but he was never really one of us. Now that ridiculous mask of his. I mean, to be fair, he's kind of a silent protagonist in general. Well, you just haven't put anything good on the table yet. Ugh. I don't know. Everybody seems to have their own definition of justice in this show. So I don't know what Akechi's idea of justice is, but it's probably distorted. uh, it's a little bit strange, to be fair. But the gist of it is him and all his friends got screwed over by one adult or more. And they rebelled against that. That was a shot. Yeah, after seeing that, yeah, my mind's clear. Are you giving up, Sai? Well, it's a good thing you did, because this is probably the key to him getting out of here. So they do have a plan. Well, she wanted to know the story. Well, yes, it's obviously Akechi. And you can tell they knew that too from this scene. And it over. Huh. I'm surprised they just let him have that in that room. I assume Akechi, but I don't see how that would help. I mean, unless you're hoping he holds on to it and it records what he says. I mean, I think they already bugged Akechi's phone, so they wouldn't need to do that, so... Unless they want to trick him into going to the metaverse so they can kill him there. I mean, that's what I would do. Huh. But I don't think you could... I mean, he could just leave before they did anything if his back was against the wall like that, so that wouldn't work out well either. Ah! Like a ghost. What are you doing here, more of the points? So you can monologue to Ren about your evil plans? Yeah, screw you, Akechi. Oh, butterfly. I haven't seen that for a while. To show off my new fancy smartphone duo to make him ultra jelly. Yeah, I mean, they're obviously doing a plan here. Was he looking at Anne on his tablet while she was right there? But yeah, I don't see what the point of that was either. All joking aside. I hope so. What are they expecting him to do? I'm unarmed. Oh. Not anymore. Well, that took a turn. I mean, it looks like it, but yeah. I'm about to say, I don't believe you. I don't... I don't understand why you would kill him, though. And yeah, this is Akechi's true colors right here, if at last. Oh, he didn't even monologue first. And he put... And he put the gun in his hand and made it look like a suicide, too. Are you kidding me? Well, I guess that's one way to end off this show. Maybe they decided to animate the bad end. Which I guess that's one way to save time, but most anime don't have the guts to do that in this just like school days, so I don't know. So what's the story gonna be? That just Ren lured the cop in there, took his gun, shot the cop, then shot himself? Because, I mean... I guess if he has connections to Shido, that he could probably pull that story off, but... But apparently people's faith in Ren was not warranted. I mean, there wasn't much you could do in that situation, to be fair. Not sure what the strategy was there, but it didn't seem to work. Maybe there'll be something after the credits. I don't know, but that's a hell of a cliffhanger to leave off on. Whoa. Okay, I guess we did have a little bit after the credits, but okay. Well, that was the 26th and final episode of Persona 5 the animation. And, well, I mean, yeah, this episode we got to see some stuff we saw at the very beginning with Ren getting captured and all that good stuff, and everyone just hoping that everything works out. And Ren, yeah, he was brought to that room and beat up, and very very messed up interrogation there by those officers, and then the much better interrogation by Sai, the sexy Laura chick. And yeah, just that's how we got our whole story from that framing device, and now we're finally kind of past that pretty much. After 20, 25 episodes, we finally got back into current day with the show, which is nice. I didn't think it would last quite that long, but it kind of ended up lasting that long. We got to see a lot of the social links around who are all very worried about Ren getting captured because, Ren's touched all their lives, so they're very concerned about that. And they want things to work out, but little bit do they know what's happening right now. And everyone's very worried, including our actual party members. They're pretty worried. And Akechi pretends to be worried, he kept up that act for a while, but we finally got to see what he's really about near the end there. But man, he really is pretty convincing with some of his acting, I'll be honest. But yeah, people do know that Akechi is bad. Like the party members, they know. Like you could tell a couple of spots that they knew that and they've made a plan. We didn't get much details on the plan they had, but we could tell there was a plan there, a plan that was discussed with the members. So if they do know Akechi's bad, then that's also pretty impressive acting on their own part to not like get angry at him and seeing. So some pretty decent acting all around, I guess. Now, we had a final confrontation between Sai and Ren there, where he gave her the phone. Well, yeah, she got his phone, and she was instructed to kind of show that to Akechi. Nothing specific beyond that, just show it to him. Again, I don't know what that was meant to accomplish, but, there you go. And Akechi went there to have a bit of a word with Ren. Just, by word, I mean bullet, really. Because he just kind of walked in there, said hi to the police officer, took his gun, shot the police officer, pretended real quick that he was rescuing Ren, which, I mean, if I didn't know Akechi was a scumbag, I would have believed that. But no, he just wanted to be able to kill Ren himself without having to deal with a police officer, I guess. Yeah, and that's what he did. He held up the gun to Ren's face, shot him, and he just went down in cold blood. He murdered our protagonist. Or so it would seem. But when we got the stinger, which was Ryuji saying, yeah, right, which heavily implies that there was some sort of ruse going on there, that Ren's not actually dead. I don't know how they fake a death. I don't know how you fake your own death when you were alone in a cell. I don't know how you do that, but I guess it was done. They are tricks. He is a trickster after all, so that I guess has to be expected. But yeah, that definitely, like I said, that heavily implies he's still alive somehow. But I guess we may never know exactly how, because this last episode, and it definitely went for the cliffhanger ending, like a very hard cliffhanger. So either they just don't care about the show enough to see it to its completion, or we will see some OVAs or something in the future to wrap up the story. One of the two. Hopefully they do have some OVAs or something, because I mean, Persona 5, you don't treat the Persona series like this, so hopefully they actually do, finish it off somehow, whether it be a movie or OVAs or whatever. I don't know if they've announced anything. Maybe they have. Let me know if they have, but yeah, this is not how you end off a series like this. Especially if it's, not an actual death there, and it was all a ruse. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's all we have to say on the episode itself, really. So, my thoughts on the series as a whole. Well, I mean, it's hard to say. It's kind of a mixed bag, because I can only really look at it as from the position of an anime only, because I haven't played the game. But even though I haven't played the game, the pacing issues were still apparent to me. I mean, partly because I have played Persona games before. I played Persona 4 way back in the day. So it just was always so awkward when when you could tell they were struggling about how to pace something, whether it be going down someone's social link path or going from a palace back to modern day to do miscellaneous things and then back to a palace. Did I say modern day? I meant the real world. Anyway, so yeah, they didn't do that amazingly, but I mean, I can't really think of a better way to handle the whole bouncing back and forth between Palace and Slice of Life. That's why I didn't complain about that too much, because I really can't think of a better, more natural way to do it. It's just one of those things where it's whenever you bring something from one medium to another, there's gonna be some stuff lost there, because something was specifically made for a specific medium's pros and cons, its advantages and disadvantages, and when you transfer it over, you do have to kind of cram that circle into that square to a degree. So I don't fault it too much for that, but it was a little bit jarring. That's still a thing. And as far as the overall format of the show, the framing device was Ren telling the lawyer girl what his story was after he was captured, because we did that sort of thing where it shows the event, and then it shows you how we got there. You know, a decent amount of movies do that sort of thing, and we got to see his Ren's story. He got into some trouble with an evil person that just blamed him for something he didn't really do, and that screwed over his life. And we went to Shujin Academy as a prisoner, basically, on probation and all that, living with Sojiro, who took him in and kind of giving him a bit of a hard time. Because, I mean, Sojiro probably believed that he was guilty at that time, but I think over time he probably realizes that he's a good kid, he wouldn't do anything like that. But when you first meet someone, you don't know that, so kind of kept him on a short leash initially, But yeah, he met some friends. Like Ryuji was the first of his friends, and Ryuji was probably my favorite, not including the protagonist. Was probably my favorite of the male party members, because he always just felt like a real bro to Ren. He felt like a cool guy, not very smart. He's kind of the that character that never really fully understands what's going on at any given time. The simple-minded one's like, I don't get any of this, but let's go beat up some bad guys. He's that kind of person. So. That's kind of his role. And then we met new people overall, like Anne, Makoto, Yusuke, Haru, who else? I feel like I'm forgetting someone. But, Morgana, all the people, and most of them were people that were directly involved with one of the bosses of any specific arc, because that gives us the overall party a real connection to them. With Yusuke, he was with Madarame. We got their story. With Haru, it was the Okamura president, because she was his daughter. I mean, Makoto, she wasn't really related to Kaneshiro, but, I mean, she got involved with him one way or the other, so it still sort of counts. But yeah, with Sai, Makoto, I guess, but Makoto was also kind of involved with Kaneshiro, so I guess it was kind of two for her. But anyway, yeah, just Ren had a lot of crap to deal with early on in the show. A lot of people trying to screw him over, whether it be the law, the principal, Kamoshida, just making a lot of enemies. And luckily, he was able to get the power of the metaverse, the power of Persona, and together with his friends, he was able to battle against the injustices of the world, because that was a big theme with the entire show, is that there's a lot of injustice here, and our rebellion, our sense of fighting it, was what gives us power to fight it, pretty much. And that really is the main theme of the show. Rebellion, not giving up, just doing your best to change your circumstances, not being a victim. That's kind of the overall message of the anime for the most part. And we just kept growing our party bigger and bigger. We became the Phantom Thieves. We went from being nobodies to being very, very well known. And that all came crashing down once we got framed for killing Okamura. And then that's about when they realized who their true enemy was, and they had to battle against that. And, I mean, that's really what the show was about. I'm not sure how much I'd really say on it. I mean, I can talk about specific characters, I guess. Makoto, I liked Makoto a lot. I liked her character design. I really liked her voice and her Persona outfit as well. And her actual Persona itself, that bike looks so cool. I would love to have that bike. And Makoto, yeah, just looked really good in that outfit. Just a skin-type bodysuit, just always looks great. Even looks better than Anne. I really liked Anne's when I saw her, but I like Makoto's better. Really. For the most part. I also like Futaba a lot. The goggles are a little bit silly, I'll be honest, but she is voiced by the amazing Yuki Aoi, and she's just a very fun, nerdy, hacker, adorable type character, so she's probably my favorite girl in the show, with Makoto being a close second. I like Ren a lot as well. He's probably my favorite male character, with Ryuji being a close second. Yusuke, I never really liked Yusuke, I'll be honest. He's an eccentric, silly artist. character. That's all that really was to his character for the most part. So I didn't really care for her that much personally. SaNi Niijima, my thoughts on her kind of went up and down a lot. There are times where I hated her. There are times where I kind of liked her. Overall, I'd say I'm roughly neutral on her, maybe a little bit in the positive, just because I don't know. She really irritated me a couple times, especially with how she treated Makoto. I know she has her complicated family circumstances and all that with her father, but still, she did irritate me a little bit here and there. Let's see what else. I mean, Futaba stuff was some of the hardest to watch because I love Futaba, and she got really screwed over there. Just thinking her mother killed herself because of her and being a hikikomori for years, and the stuff she had to deal with her uncle. And just to find out it was all a big conspiracy to just steal her work and kill her, and then wanting vengeance for that. I think, yeah, I really like Futaba's personal story as one of my favorites. But yeah, there was a lot of dark backstories, tragic backstories for a lot of these characters, like Ryuji with Kamoshida screwing over the track team, and with Anne, what he did to her best friend Shiho, which is really messed up. Shiho, luckily, she was able to survive that, but just, yeah, a lot of people got pretty screwed over. I mean, Yusuke's wasn't really that bad in hindsight. Because Yusuke, Madarame didn't really kill his mother. I mean, he just kind of let her die, I think. And he did technically take him in, and I think they did imply I did care about him. So I mean, his wasn't too bad compared to some of the others, but I mean, Madarame was still a really bad person, though. Let's see. Haru didn't really have that tragic of a backstory. She had an engagement that sucked, but I mean, I'm sure we'll deal with that at some point. I don't think she'll actually marry that guy. It does suck that her father died. That's really bad, but I wouldn't call that tragic backstory because that happened like within the show. But still, hers wasn't too bad either. But yeah, but yeah, overall, I'd say the cast was pretty good. Pretty good. I thought they worked together. There was some decent chemistry between them. I definitely like seeing Anne and Makoto together. I don't know. I just enjoyed a lot of their time together. We had a couple of beach episodes, which was very nice as well. Just there was a little bit of nice fan service here and there in the show. Not a lot of it really, but we did get some decent stuff here and there. For the most part, we didn't get to see Yusuke, draw Anne nude, which I definitely am salty about. Hopefully, there's some fan art on the internet of that because I do kind of want to see that now. The show got me all excited for that. I mean, I imagine there should be a doujinshi of that, right? I mean, that's a pretty obvious one to do. But yeah, that really was the show for the most part. I mean, the big twist was that Akechi was a bad guy, although I saw that coming a mile away. I mean, because he understood Morgana when he shouldn't have the first time, and then we had a second scene of him understanding Morgana when he shouldn't have. And we have him kind of flip-flopping a little bit in his opinions of the Phantom Thieves. And, just in the beginning, he had that look to him about the suave kind of character that turns out to be evil. I mean, I've seen characters like that before, so I was initially suspect of him then, and then it just kept giving more and more reason to think that. And then, we had the Special Investigation Unit guy, president, whatever he was, director, I think he was actually. He was also a bad guy working together with Akechi, and then he's working together with Shido, because we saw those shots of him like talking to somebody on the phone, talking about who will be the new prime minister. And I mean that's clearly Shido. That's pretty obvious about that. But yeah, pretty much some big scary people our main characters were fighting against. So the odds were kind of stacked against them for the entire show. And when their trap was sprung, they were pretty screwed over. But they're doing their best to come back from that, and it was a pretty bad thing to have Ren captured. But I'm sure we'll get him rescued. That smug look on Ryuji's face at the end there, I got faith that it will be able to rescue him. Just just not in this anime, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty entertaining show for the most part. I would say we definitely had some fun, like with Kawakami, the maid, the maid teacher. That was pretty good stuff. Just really good stuff. We even saw a scene with her wearing random swimsuits, which is good too. And we had some decent social link characters as well. I like Hifumi; she was cute. I definitely like the doctor girl. I mean, she could do any kind of experiments on me that she wants. I'd be okay with that. And yeah, it's hard to remember them all the top of my head, but there were some pretty good ones. I mean, Mishima, I could take him or leave him as a character, really. He was okay, I guess. Uh, I mean, yeah, I really don't think I have much to say on it beyond that, but this is the end of Persona 4, Persona 5, for the most part. And I'll be starting up my next Patreon Proud reaction in the near future. So yeah, I guess you can look forward to that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.